this is with the vehicle moving, and just like if you got a signal lock, you'll lose the signal because movement with ATSC 1.0, it's not really meant for over-the-air TV. Going to do a test with the 5-volt on and off. So here it is off on channel 50, and it's getting quality 90, strength 23. So I'm going to go switch it to on. Well, this is interesting. I turned on the amplifier, and it actually seems that the quality is dropped to 60, and the strength is at 22. So this, I still have it on, and I went over to PBS, which is on a different channel, and I can get 90 quality, and strength's 22. So we'll turn it off. We'll see if there's any difference. It has this 5-volt antenna power. Here, I'm just going to switch that off. Sorry about the shakiness. Oops. Don't have my remote, so there, it's off. I don't think it's done anything. Go in there. Yeah, 90, 22, so it's about the same. So mainly for TV reception, this little antenna can work. I'd like to find a better mobile antenna that would be omnidirectional but can be magnetically fitted on top of a vehicle. But for now, this has been decent enough for the needs I have. It is possible that you can pick TV up with a magnetic rooftop antenna on top of your vehicle. If you're wondering more about this portable TV, I did a full video on YouTube where I really break down, unboxed it, scanned in all the channels. One thing I remember is in the 80s, early 90s, limousines used to have a boomerang at the back of them, which was for a TV antenna inside the limousine. Not as common, but did particularly remember these on limousines. So if you found this video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Robbie Strike. Website's robbiestrike.com. I also cover a lot of free satellite TV information at freesatellitetv.net. And please give this video a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching to the end. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please give this video a like and some kind words in the comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe to all my social media and click on the bell to get notified when new videos are available. If you found these videos helpful or just enjoy them for the entertainment, please consider supporting this video work either with Patreon, PayPal donate. There is a link in the description of this video. Or you can click on the heart-shaped thanks button on this video and send funds to support these videos through there.
Good day, Robbie Strike here. Today we're going to do a stream. We're going to talk about Roku. We'll talk about whatever. It's an open chat, but the topic today is Roku. I'd like to hear from you guys what your experience is with Roku. We kind of talked about Roku a lot. I find Roku really is, it's one of the most popular streaming formats, like at least in Canada and probably in the US. And the big thing is, because I guess Walmart sells a lot of Roku TVs. Actually, I had a question I wanted to do Google search. I haven't used this before, so bear with me. I'm going to actually try using Gemini, not to offend people who are offended by Grok. All right, ask Gemini. How do I do this? Okay, it searches the web. It doesn't talk to me, does it? No. I don't know what. Okay. Okay, how do I ask it? Does Walmart own Roku? Oh, I'll just type it in. I heard they were buying it, so I'm just trying to a quick Google search. That's great thing to find things out is just do a Google search. This is slower than Grok. No, Walmart, Roku is independent, publicly traded company, traded NASDAQ. Okay, so it's not owned by Walmart. Here, let me just, sorry, it's not working. Not working where they're darn. Let me here, change this up. Who owns Roku? That's gonna be a little loud.
Roku is a publicly traded company on NASDAQ under the ticker ROQ. No single person or entity owns it outright. It's owned by its shareholders. Founder and CEO Anthony Wood holds the vast majority of the high-voting Class B shares, giving him strong control over the company despite owning a smaller slice of the total economic interest.
Okay, that's
the biggest institution.
How much does Walmart have any stake in the stocks of Roku?
No, Walmart doesn't have any significant stake in Roku's stock. It's not listed among the major institutional holders like Vanguard, BlackRock, or Fidelity. They're business partners. Walmart sells a ton of Roku devices and they run joint promotions, but Walmart isn't an owner.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that is because I heard on the radio about Walmart. Roku was in trouble and Walmart was going to acquire it at one point. And I don't know, that was a report, and I don't remember how long ago it was, so I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think you might have heard about the rumors that popped up a couple years ago when Walmart bought Vizio instead. There were old whispers back around 2018, 2019 that Walmart had looked at Roku, but nothing came of it. Roku wasn't really in trouble. They've been growing their ad business nicely, though their device sales have slowed down some. No actual acquisition talk ever materialized with Walmart.
Is Roku bigger than a large cable company at this point?
No, not even close. Roku's market cap sits around $18 billion, while Comcast is over $100 billion, and even Charter is roughly $20 to $30 billion. Roku pulled in about $4.7 billion in revenue last year. The big cable companies are doing $50 to $60 billion each. Roku's winning big on streaming viewership. Streaming now beats cable plus broadcast combined in time spent watching, but the cable giants are still way bigger companies overall. Roku's more like a fast-growing platform layer, not a full cable replacement in size.
It makes me wonder, a company like Roku doesn't have the overhead that big cable companies, like such as Comcast, would have. They would have a much smaller overhead.
You're exactly right. Roku runs on about 3,600 employees and pulled in roughly $4.7 billion last year. Comcast has around 180,000 people and does over $120 billion in revenue. Roku doesn't have to maintain cable networks, trucks, installers, or all those physical bills. Their overhead is way leaner, which is why their platform business can throw off nice margins while cable's stuck carrying a ton of legacy costs.
That is interesting because it's two different businesses and different business models, and we can see where it's going, where a company like Roku will be bigger than cable in a few years, or I guess they'll be making more money than cable, and they'll have more eyeballs in living rooms than cable.
Yeah, you're spot on with the eyeballs part. Streaming already passed cable in time spent watching, and Roku's one of the biggest players there. But making more money than cable? That'll take a lot longer. Cable giants like Comcast still make huge money from internet service and mobile, not just video. Roku's ad business is growing fast, but they need to get way bigger to match those cash flows. In a few years, Roku might feel more important day to day, but cable's still printing way more dollars overall.
is cable able to do anything, like being an ISP? Are they able to do anything to slow down or throw a monkey wrench into a company like Roku? You know, so that they can be exclusive rights to channels, or is that fading away where cable had like exclusive rights to maybe say for USA Network or Sci-Fi Channel, something like that? But would it be possible that Roku would have all that content in the future?
They can try, but it's getting harder. Without strong federal net neutrality rules right now, cable ISPs could technically slow down streaming traffic like Roku's during peak hours. Some do it subtly already, though they usually blame congestion instead of admitting it. As for exclusive rights to channels like USA or Sci-Fi, those old cable-only deals are basically gone. Those networks are now under Versant after Comcast spun them off, and their shows are showing up on Peacock and other streamers. Roku's already got a deal to sell Peacock subscriptions directly. Roku will likely carry most of that content in the future, just through apps, not as old-school cable channels. The cable company's real power now is controlling your internet pipe, not locking up the shows.
Do you guys hear me okay over there on the chat?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
You don't
Crystal
hear me.
clear.
You're not watching the video.
Oh, no video on my end, just your voice. You sound good though. Audio's solid.
Here, let's pull it up here on my phone. It's an ad. So just doing an audio check here. So I'm not doing a whole hour stream and I might be muted or there might be a real imbalance in the audio. I'm just going to stop the thing here. What's a question I should ask the Grok? What was it? Search Frank Joni Live on Twitch. Excuse me.
Got it. Loud and clear. Audio sounds good on this end.
This thing here. What's a question I should ask the Grok? What was it? Search Frank Joni Live on Twitch. Just doing an audio check here as I burped on the radio. On the stream.
Got it. Loud and clear. Audio sounds good on this end.
Yeah, I think it's. You're all good, man. As good as I can get it. I mean, without having an audio technician in here, I just wanted to make sure my stream's audio was okay. Main thing is the audio, eh? Like, I always thought about podcasting, but I like to show and tell while I'm doing this. So the stream's kind of I like doing that. That didn't work out for Frank on Twitch. Frank Joe Channel Live. I don't know, dude. I'll look it up. I can do that. Do I even have a Twitch account? No. Here, let me just find it here. Twitch. I go to Twitch.
Tanks can die right now.
Shut up. You're viewing my channel? Okay, I see. Twitch. So somebody's restreaming me on Twitch. Hey, dude, how's it going? For Frank, are you Frank? Are you multi-vision, bro? Yeah, you would be someone that would. Yeah, cool. I gotta switch this up because there's like a minor policy on YouTube. It's not as strict over on. It's not as strict over on what's the other platforms. Yeah. So your tech questions can be answered live here. Here, I'll give you a follow over on Twitch though. Oh, I'm not logged in here. Why am I not logged in? Like, I'm streaming on Twitch, right? But I'm not logged in. I don't get it. I don't get this browser stuff. Shoot. Yeah. So that's interesting. Someone is restreaming me over on Twitch. Can I just sort of pause this so this is save on data? The thing about Twitch is, here, I'm just going to go to a website where I try not to bog down my data because of my server here. I could go to X. Actually, I want to check to see if I'm live on X. Go. Oh, it does say I'm live. Okay. Yeah, I'm live on X. I've been actually doing a lot of content over on X. So if you can, please give me a follow over. Where is that screen that I had there? Take question screen. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, if you want to, give me a follow on X and kind of give me engagement there. Because there's a lot of... I'm on X a lot, and I'm just sort of trying to get traction here. It's one of the things where Facebook and YouTube I have a lot more traction with connecting to people. But I'm also on X. I post here. I'll post a lot of videos because I have the premium account, so I can post longer videos and stuff. So that's a thing. So if you do have an X, give me a follow over there. And I'm going to just go back to this. Click on that. It makes that go away. I don't feel the greatest today. For whatever reason, I'm just kind of... I had a bit of an off day. What ended up happening to me was... Here, switch it up here. What happened to me is I wanted like my third cup of coffee. Took the dog for a walk, and then I was kind of cold. I don't know. It's nice out, but it was like, I don't know, a little bit mild out. Anyway, so I got another cup of coffee, put it in the microwave, and I'm just kind of clumsy in my hands right now. And I spilled the coffee all over, like on the microwave, everything. I had to plug my microwave, wipe it down, clean it up. Coffee went down the counter everywhere. The dog's like tripping me because it's right near where the dog treats are, so the dog thinks it's getting a treat. And so, yeah, a big accident waiting to happen. Yeah, one of those days, I'm like, my house is like a big pile of dishes I need to attend to. I'm like, I'm not feeling it right now. Baskets of laundry to put away. So, yeah, and then, yeah, the kids were playing down here last night. There's board games everywhere. I'm glad I have my setup now for streaming. I like because I have the green screen and I just have my area. Kids, you play here. I could show you like a picture of what I have downstairs, but I have the green screen, kind of hides the mess, which is kind of nice. And then I have like just toys all over. This is like the playroom, right? And in the house, right? So like I could that's what the John Teeter prediction was. People in the future would make TV shows in their home. So we got like 25 viewers, 4 concurrent viewers this morning. That's the YouTube channel. I probably have others over on the live as well. The live where the multi-stream platform. Well, so it's only showing one, but it's not necessarily the best. Well, I guess there's no one on X, so yeah. I'm gonna just do like an hour of streaming today, and then we'll go back to. I'm just not feeling great. I wonder. Now I found you over on. Yeah, you know what? I want to give you a follow for like restreaming me. I'm gonna go over to. I'll find out how to. Where my X is. So I think. I have it that way. Hopefully I'm not getting hacked. Apparently Linux, which always would have the brag that everything's secure, now AI is able to get through back doors or whatever in Linux. So it's like, oh, okay, the world's just gone nuts. Anyone watching on Facebook? The Facebook, let me just show you guys this. I'm going on a bit of a weird, I don't know how good my closed captioning is. Display, screen. So like the closed captioning on Facebook is pretty good. Like here we are on Facebook. I don't know if it's better than YouTube. So one of the things I do at my church, we do live streaming, so we live stream our church services. So for years we've been doing it on YouTube, and I have the multi-streaming. I figured it out. It existed, but my little brain, I figured out how to do it, right? So I multi-stream to different platforms like YouTube and Facebook at the same time. But it's doing it decently. Like, I'm looking at the closed captioning for Facebook. It has a really good closed caption, which I'm surprised YouTube doesn't have as good closed captioning. Are you finding YouTube you're able to see closed captioning? I know it's making it weirdly windowed. Is there closed cap? No, there's no closed captioning in my YouTube preview here. That's just different. But yeah, that's just. Here's 2 comments here. You're clear. Oh yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, just a reminder, if you're watching on a here's 2 comments here. You're clear. Oh yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, just a reminder, if you're watching on a here's 2 comments here. You're clear. Oh yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, just. Sorry about that. Holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, that was just the point. Hey, Facebook has like better closed captioning. Not saying YouTube doesn't. I think YouTube processes the video, and then they just have like a technology that does that. It seems to be a little slower. How do I? What was it going? Going to Twitch. Might be logged into Twitch on this browser. No.
And I cannot go back.
Oh, shut up.
Oh my goodness, guys, it's dark. I cannot even see where the wood is on the ground.
Okay, I'm muting that on the radio. So to use Twitch, I have to go to my email. Okay, we're blocked here. Okay, I'll go to my mail and get the code to see my Twitch. I hate this thing where you have to get like an email and get logged in and all this stuff.
Maybe reload. So it doesn't pop up automatically.
Goes to show how much multivision, bro, how much I actually use to Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't use Twitch. Oh, great. I don't use Twitch very much. What was your channel, Frank? Here you go. Copy.
Unfortunately, as a bird, I can't eat cake. Unfortunately.
There you go. All right, I see you're live here. I'm back on your live. How much I actually use. So here we go. It's a bit of a delay on here. Anyway, there you go. Follow. We got you followed. There, hey, Frank. Give me a follow over on Twitch. There you go. Hey. Yeah. So they're so you're being followed on Twitch there. Do you stream a lot? What do you stream on Twitch anyway? I'm gonna look at your channel here. Do you stream other streams, I guess, and do reaction videos? See, I'm always afraid to do too much of the reaction videos because I'm worried, because I know people do it, and it's considered fairness doctrine. But I'm always worried, I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to get like stuff pulled off my channel, because it's one of those risky things to do. And even big channels have had issues with that, where they do like movie reviews, and they're a huge channel on YouTube, and they play clips from it, and the studio did not like that, and then the channel gets like a strike against it. So I'm a little careful on that. And I try to create as much original content as I can. So yeah, give Frank a follow over. Frankie joined live. Give him a follow over on Twitch. Okay, what else do we have here? I gotta try homemade cable internet TV. W means winner. Oh yeah, cool. Oh. Are we at 10 o'clock yet? Wait, the show started at 10, yeah. So I'm going an hour, and then 11 o'clock we'll wrap it up. Discord, my Discord seems to be, something went weird with it. Oh, crap, and I'm streaming. Let's try it again. Let's try it one more time. Might not be able to do a Discord today. Because Discord, well, here, I'll do an update. We'll find out if we crash and the stream ends. I got to turn my audio up on my desktop audio. All right, so if we crash... That's like... Gosh, that's one thing I don't like about Twitch is you go right to a stream. And then it's like... TNA Impact. TNA was big on that. You see a bit of my, like, what I follow on Twitch here as, like, I got Retro Red Rum. I got Free Talk Live is on Twitch. They used to be on satellite, and then now they're on Twitch. So I think you can, for Roku, that's another thing, is I think you can, if you're a Twitch viewer, you can get that on a Roku TV, like one of those Roku smart TVs. You'll be able to get those. Like, I don't know, who doesn't have one now? Like, it seems to be exploded. You buy a smart TV. I like this. I like this full screen. I like the full screen with the synthwave. My audio sounds boxy, though. I don't know what's up with that. I kind of like it, though. It sounds like shortwave radio. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, you can install Twitch on your Roku TV or any smart TV. Does anyone actually, instead of a smart TV, what I used to do, and I still do it, is hook up a PC computer up to it and just use a PC and I don't have the remote with me now, but you know, one of those gamer controller remotes where you can sit and basically, that's kind of the smart TV I kind of prefer, but I found with my family members, like having children, if they want to get on YouTube Kids, the Roku TV is pretty good for that. For my parents who are not tech savvy, who are just in the process of cutting cable, the Roku TV has been great for them. Where else to follow me? Oh yeah, give me a follow on Twitch. Not Twitch. Yeah, give me a follow on Twitch, but also give me a follow over on what was that? The stupid portrait video website. TikTok. Yeah. Give me a follow over on TikTok. Somebody sent me a friend request here on Facebook. Do I know them? They're in Texas. Okay, if you send me a friend request on Facebook for my URL Facebook account, usually I just make it, hopefully you have a profile that doesn't look like a bot account, because I don't receive the friend requests if you're a bot account. But if you look like a legit, like someone who seem like someone who would follow me on YouTube and all that, I'll see you for that. But if you're like an Asian woman with like who just opened your Facebook account like a week ago, I'm not gonna. Maybe send me like an articulate message if you are, just so I'm not thinking you're some sort of bot account. And then I know some guys just create a female account, you know, just to be for an alias online, whatever. Ken says called HTPC. What is HTPC? What the heck is that? I'm like sitting here like thinking here. I'm like Googling HTPC, just figure out what you're talking about. Oh, it's called. Okay, yeah. I don't use that acronym, no. I've never used that. I don't think I will either, to be honest with you. Was it home theater personal computer? Yeah, that's pretty much what I use. I mean, I can use it for gaming too. When I had the computer hooked up, the only reason why I took it off, I have it off the TV because we had Roblox on it, and my son was like sitting right at the TV, like, you know, a big screen TV. Well, to us, a big screen TV is like not even 50, a 40, whatever, 40, whatever inch it is. But we had that. it's like I don't have like one big TV. I have like multiple monitors. I mean, I have like in this room alone, because this is like our playroom gaming setup. I got 4 monitors. Well, I got 2 monitors that are working with the computer. I got an extra, like the camcorder. There's my camcorder set up on top of my computer. I have like the LeadStar TV right here. The one that was in the opening of this video where I'm just testing the ATSC while driving around. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 like VGA type computer monitors, I guess, in here. And they're cheap. Like I went crazy with these VGA monitors because like you can get them for like $10 each. I even got a few of them for free. And I mean, even the TV set there I got that for nothing. I inherited that from my grandma. And then I got another TV set. I got that for free. So I like, you know how to get free stuff? You ask. What did Jesus teach? He taught, ask you shall receive. And so that's been beneficial to me. So it's not like I'm rich or anything. I just have space for it. But then I have all these computer monitors. I did buy a few of them at the thrift store because they were so darn cheap. Yeah, so anyway, that's the home theater personal computer. And then down here, I don't have a big screen TV, but like I have the bigger of the monitors set up here, and I just sort of sit on my couch when it's not covered in toys, and I will watch like the Pluto TV through it, like which I have. I just watch Pluto TV through their website because you can do that too with like a home theater PC. You don't need like an app or an add-on. For all that stuff, you just go right to their official website. I don't even think with Pluto you don't even need an account to make it work. But Pluto TV is a good add-on to have if you have a Roku. That's one of them I do like. It seems in Canada they're pushing Crave TV and things like that. Yeah, not much of a satellite show today. Is anyone in Discord? I didn't even share the link. I don't know. Discord is not. Oh yeah, I was gonna update my computer. Hopefully it doesn't crash the show because I think there's a Discord update here in the system here. No. Firefox. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this now. And I don't see a V for whatever reason. I don't see it. I don't see Discord for an update, but my browsers need an update, and I don't want to do an update while I'm streaming. I'll do it after the stream. Yeah, so I'd just like to answer talk to my video chat here. I'm sorry about that. There was, but for whatever reason, when I launched Discord, and I'm using Linux Mint, it's not coming up now unless is it in this tray? It's not. It was working yesterday. It's weird. Discord's one of those, it works on everything. You know what I can do? A little bit of a low-tech way of doing it, but hey, we can do it. I'm on my phone here, and I can talk to the Discord. If anyone's in the Discord, I feel bad if I'm not able to talk to you. Here, let me just go on my phone here. The audio, my microphone will pick up the audio. If it's gonna work, maybe it's Discord's not working. Discord's not a good word though, man. That's like an awful word. Discord is like, let's do a search on what Discord is. It is. I didn't realize how bad it is. Discord. Bible. Crap. Okay, that's not bad. That's kind of a bad explanation. Sorry, I'm going on like some weird rabbit trail here. But why not? I like these streams though. I like where we can go anywhere. Okay. And what does discord mean in the Bible? Strife, conflict, or division. That's terrible. And it's our chat platform. And it's dead now. And my whole Grok thing here, it died. It's Elon's voice went away. It always does that when I'm doing a stream. You there? Oh, there's the audio. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah,
Audio sounds good again.
Okay, Elon's back. My co-host, the trillionaire Elon Musk. Well, the AI version of him. Anyway,
Yeah, my digital twin's back on duty. What's up?
That's it. All right. What does discord mean in the Bible?
Yeah, in the Bible, discord means stirring up fights and division between people. It's considered a serious sin. Proverbs actually lists sowing discord among brethren as one of the 7 things God hates most.
So God hates Discord chat server?
Nah, God's cool with the app. He just hates when people cause
How do
drama,
you know what
fights,
God's
and division.
cool with, Grok?
Yeah, God's cool with Grok. No biblical issues there.
Can you see this? My gosh.
Nah, still can't see anything. Just your voice. What's up?
So tell me how God's cool with Grok and AI.
Well, God gave us brains to create and invent, right? AI is just another tool humans made with those brains. The Bible doesn't mention AI because it didn't exist back then, but it does talk a lot about using our gifts wisely. So as long as we use AI for good and not to hurt people or spread lies, I think we're good.
Was there a city in the Bible called AI that was destroyed by God?
Yeah, there was a city in the Bible literally named Ai. It was a Canaanite city that the Israelites, led by Joshua, conquered and destroyed after their initial defeat there. The name Ai actually means heap of ruins in Hebrew. They burned it to the ground and left it as a permanent ruin.
But it had nothing to do with computers. The Canaanites were not doing any ancient computer technology.
Nah, the city of Ai had nothing to do with computers. It's just an ancient Canaanite city whose name means ruin or heap of ruins in Hebrew. Pure coincidence on the name. No ancient tech, just regular old city that got wiped out in the biblical conquest.
Okay, maybe we'll steer the topic back to Roku. Does Roku have any kind of AI apps within their system? And add-ons or apps or channels?
Yeah, Roku's got some AI stuff built in now. Their main one is the upgraded Roku voice. It's AI powered, so you can ask real questions like, how scary is The Shining? Or, what kind of fish is Nemo? And it gives you conversational answers. There are also a few channels in the Roku channel store dedicated to AI topics, like AI television and AI chat if you want to watch content about it. But the voice feature is the biggest built-in AI tool they have.
Can you plug in like a microphone to a Roku TV and make it voice activated? Because the ones that I have used do not have a microphone.
No, you can't plug a microphone into a Roku TV. The TVs themselves don't have any input for an external mic. The only way to get voice control is to use the Roku mobile app on your phone. That has a built-in microphone you can talk into. Or, if your remote has a voice button, that's the other option. But you can't hook up your own microphone directly to the TV.
That makes sense, because I do use the Roku remote app. It's actually very handy. It's better for searching for things, but like my not so tech savvy family, like I'm using my brother or my mother or father, aren't going to think to use their cell phone. They're going to use the standard remote. So that's kind of a bummer for them. I'm able to talk to my Roku and tell it what it wants, but I guess I want something like Roku that's one feature that Amazon Fire has over Roku, which is a big feature for people who just want to sit on the couch and say, hey, play a wrestling match from 1989 or something like that.
Yeah, that's a fair point. The standard Roku remotes without the voice button are definitely a step down for older folks who just want to speak commands. The Fire TV remotes almost always have a mic built in, so you can just talk right into the remote without needing your phone. It's one area where Roku is a little behind, especially for non-techie users. Some of their newer Roku remotes do have the mic button, but not all of them do.
So how much of a privacy concern is this where Amazon is listening into you with your conversations with your spouse or with your family? And are they using this as for targeting ads on Amazon and other services? And how much of a privacy concern is this?
It's a legitimate concern. Amazon does record your voice commands when you press the button, and they use that data to improve their systems. They've admitted in the past that employees and contractors can listen to those recordings for quality control. The targeting part is tricky. They claim they don't use your conversations to target ads, but they do use what you watch and search for to personalize recommendations. Whether you trust that separation is up to you. If privacy worries you, Roku's voice system is generally considered less invasive than Amazon's, though neither is perfect.
So I'm going to be long-winded here just for a minute. Like, you've been long-winded, now it's my turn because I got my audience. The one thing I guess it is a concern, myself as a tech-savvy person, I don't mind being able to input data on my choice. Like, for example, I'm using Grok AI, I'm using Gemini, where I talk to it and it feeds me back results. And I just recently played it a little bit with ChatGPT. I want to get more into that as well. I find the AI stuff is very interesting. It's a great tool. I've been doing like Bible studies with it. It's a side issue, but like I just find out historical Bible stuff has been really handy. It's been a great tool. Like I just sit here with my phone and I'm like doing Bible studies. You know, I'm asking questions because like I'm not a genius, but they're questions I'm curious about. So I'm able to search it out and ask it, and then the AI is able to figure out, are you talking about this story in the Bible? And then it brings it up. So it's kind of cool for history or for anything. Even Grok here has helped me get my computer, like to figure out how to do things on my computer. So it's been handy for that. The show's not about AI, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that. I guess the concern is voice recording, where you're talking to AI. A lot of people have that concern, privacy recording. You know, one question I have for you, Grok. Is AI taking people's voices and recording it so they can duplicate those voices for AI?
Yeah, that does happen. Companies can train AI models on people's voices to create voice clones, and it's getting pretty good. Some do it with permission, like for audiobooks or assistants, but deepfake voices are definitely being used for scams too. It's one of the creepier parts of where AI is going.
I see. Where are we at? We're still at 10. Anyway, so any news that you can bring up to me, Grok, about Roku? Our stream today the topic is Roku. Don't mean to go down the AI rabbit hole or biblical rabbit hole, but I wanted to kind of go more into any new news about Roku that the audience should hear.
Two big things are happening with Roku right now. They just reported strong first quarter earnings in late April, beat expectations with $1.25 billion in revenue, and turned a solid profit. They're also rolling out a major new home screen design this year. The goal is to push more of their own content and ads front and center, which some people aren't too happy about. That's the main stuff buzzing about Roku lately.
Has there been any news other than my reporting where Roku has been hiding over-the-air channels, or the interface makes it difficult, where I have to set up a favorites list for my over-the-air scanned-in channels, and sometimes I have to go digging back to find them again because it's trying to feed me the streaming content channels?
Yeah, this is a pretty common complaint with Roku. A lot of users say their over-the-air channels get buried in the live TV guide because Roku mixes in a ton of free streaming channels, so the real antenna channels get pushed way down or feel hidden. It's not that Roku is actively hiding them on purpose, but the interface definitely prioritizes streaming content, which makes it annoying. Setting up a favorites list is the main workaround people use. You favorite your local channels and then filter the guide to show only favorites. That helps a lot. This has been an ongoing frustration for antenna users, especially after some of the recent live TV guide updates.
Yeah, that's my pet peeve about using Roku is I scan my over-the-air channels through it and view, and there's like only I got 40 over-the-air channels, maybe more, but I'm only really watching a handful of them, like the PBS channels, the local global news channel, which has local news for my town, which global news is not great, but it's what I got for local news. Basically, it's the only Canadian channel in my area. But also, there is like a few other, there's MeTV, there's Antenna TV, and a few other gems in there with the over-the-air channels, which I kind of like to have as a go-to. I need to do a scan on my over-the-air channels too to see if there's anything new on over-the-air.
Yeah, I get why that's frustrating. With only a handful of channels you actually watch out of 40 plus, having to scroll past a bunch of streaming junk every time is annoying. If you haven't already, try this. After you scan in your OTA channels, go into the live TV guide, favorite just those few channels you actually use,
That's what I
then
do.
set the guide to show.
Yeah. Anyway, so with Roku, it's I don't know where I'm at. I lost my train of thought.
No worries, it happens. Take your time. What were you thinking about with Roku?
Well, yeah, my go-to with Roku is there is CTV News, which is a Canadian news channel. It gives you kind of your mainstream news. It definitely, in my opinion, just to give you like a little bit of political perspective, CTV seems more right, or not right, centered, centered like left, right stuff. Where CBC Global is very far to the left. It's like, but CTV kind of gives you that kind of middle ground. I don't know if Roku would agree, or if Grok would agree that in the Canadian news, between CTV Global and CTV is CTV more centrist? Don't mean to get political, but
Yeah, a lot of people see it that way. According to Media Bias Fact Check, CTV is rated as the most centrist of the major Canadian networks, basically least biased. Global news usually gets rated a bit left of center, and CBC is seen as more left-leaning by many viewers. Your take lines up with how a good chunk of Canadians view them. CTV generally comes off as the middle ground between the other two.
you got a call from school.
No worries. Take the call. I'll be right here.
It's just a recording. It's an AI recording, an AI generating recording. They sent me an email, so it's fine. I'm doing a stream right now. Call me later. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a scam call for sure. Those
No,
AI
it's not a
generated
scam.
ones
It's a legit call. It's just it's a TMI type call. It's not a scam. Oh, what? That's a good question. Hi, can you tell me which model Roku is the best? I do want to talk Roku, so I don't want that feature.
For most people, the Roku Streaming Stick 4K is the best choice. It gives you solid 4K picture, Dolby Vision, a good remote, and it's fast enough for everyday use without spending too much. If you want the absolute best, faster performance, Ethernet port for wired internet, Dolby Atmos, and a rechargeable remote, go with the Roku Ultra. That's the top model. Depends on your budget and whether you need those extra premium features.
There you go, the Roku Ultra 4K. Is that built into any TVs where you can kind of get a TV with the equivalent of a Roku Ultra?
Makes TVs that basically have the same power as the Ultra built right in. Look for the Roku Plus series TVs. Those use the exact same fast processor as the Roku Ultra. If you want something even better, their Roku Pro series TVs are their top-end models with the best picture quality and performance they offer. Those come pretty close to having an ultra-level experience built into the TV itself.
So there you go, Walk in the Woods 77. Hopefully that answer helps you. The Roku Ultra, let me just do a quick search just to get like a visual of it.
Got it. The Roku Ultra is the one with the square remote and the little purple glow on the front. It's their top box, has an Ethernet port, and comes with a rechargeable voice remote with headphones jack. Want me to compare it to anything else?
So what's the TVs called? The Roku, like the higher end Roku TVs.
TVs you're looking for are called Roku Pro Series. Those are their top tier TVs. They have the best processors, picture quality, and performance Roku offers. They're basically the TV version of having a Roku Ultra built in.
Okay, so they're not too badly priced. Like, I don't know. Wait, wow, nah. Google just is it Roku Plus? Yeah.
The high-end Roku TVs are called the Roku Pro Series. Those are their top models with the best picture and performance. Basically,
Are they available in
of
Canada? Because I'm not using my VPN. I'm just using. And where do I get these Roku Pro TVs? Do they have them in Walmart or Canadian Tire and places like that?
They're available in Canada, but mostly online. The top-tier Roku Pro Series can be found on Amazon.ca and sometimes Best Buy Canada, though stock can be spotty. Walmart and Canadian Tire don't really carry the Pro Series. They mostly have lower-end Roku TVs from brands like TCL or Hisense. Your best bet is checking bestbuy.ca or amazon.ca for the Pro Series models.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily walk into the Walmart and find this stuff. It's kind of like free-to-air satellite stuff. You have to find it on Amazon or on eBay.
Not really, no. The top-end Roku Pro Series TVs are tough to find in Canada. You won't just walk into a Walmart or Canadian Tire and grab one off the shelf. Your best shot is Best Buy Canada. They carry the higher-end Roku TVs, including some Pro Series models, both online and in select stores. Walmart Canada mostly sells the cheaper Roku TVs and some basic Roku streaming sticks, not the premium Pro Series.
Yeah, so a little disclosure, Walk in the Woods. Yeah, I do, Ken. I have a Panasonic cordless. These are awesome. I've had this so long, I changed the batteries in them, but they're good. Yeah, I like them. And I still have a cordless phone, but my landline is actually one of those UMA phones that you plug into the internet cable, and it's like $5 a month, so we still have technically a landline number. Yeah, so it sounds like Canada at this point gets the crap end of the sticks. I don't know, but you can find it online. You just don't walk into a Walmart. Maybe it's better options in the States. TV viewing, Canada, we're always like, sometimes we're like a little bit in the past on certain things. We're ahead on some things, but then other things, I'm not one of these Canadians that's like inferiority complex to America. Like, we had the Avro Arrow, we had a faster plane than you guys for like a cup of coffee, like whatever, you know. It's I live where I live, and I like where I live. I like certain things, you know, and but I don't really go down south. So nothing anti anybody or whatever. It's just, yeah, we get the crap TV, we get the crap into the stick. Go out and play. Yes, the AAA replacement. Yeah, I have like the rechargeable. They like the rechargeable batteries on these. Like it was like 10 years, and then I changed the batteries. And we have the original lithium batteries that came with it. I mean, they were still working after like close to, yes, I've been here 10 years, and we got the phone here when we first moved here. And I changed the batteries once, so I got like 10 years out of it. But then I guess if I would talk on the phone, after like it'd be fully charged, but after an hour is like it wouldn't even last an hour. But I don't talk on the phone much, so that's how I was able to get 10 years out of these things. 10 years for the battery, right? Ken says they were lithium NIMH, which actually surprises me how the lithium batteries lasted so long. I'm looking at the chat here. I should change my shot up. Do you like the VHS tape, or do you like what is the other one? I have like all these shots here. Not that one. I have another one like that. I have like all these chat options here. I have like my chat room here, although I'm looking the wrong way. I should have reversed this, like so that when I'm looking at this screen, I'm kind of what I did after streaming like for a while here. There, I did that. I put the chat on this side because like I'm looking at this screen here. It's my smaller screen, and it's like it just gives me the illusion that I'm looking at chat. So, yeah, they were lithium. Yeah, there we go. We got the Amiga computer on the internet here, watching YouTube videos. Honestly, the cool thing, I think it would be cool to have a keyboard like this, like hooked up to my modern Linux computer, but like be able to, and that's all I want. I don't actually want enough. Freaking Amigas are more expensive than new computers, which is stupid wild, you know. Go on Facebook Marketplace, and I am surprised that lithium batteries have lasted so long, which makes me wonder about cars. Like the life does drop. You don't have like as good of life. So to comparison, my cell phone, which I think I have, maybe the kids were playing with it. Yeah, they were. I have my old cell phone, which is essentially just a tablet for my kids, and my old cell phone was like a little over 5 years old, and then the battery was like not holding up as well. Like it still works. I'm still using my old cell phone. That's over 5 years old, but the kids use it as a tablet essentially. And then I got a new phone after 5 years. You know, like a lot of people, they get phones every year. Me, I buy my phones outright because I'm cheap. You know, so that's I guess the Scottish in me, I guess. So I don't, so like I buy my phone outright, but it's just like $400. But then like I'm not paying $80 a month for a phone plan, the way I look at it. But I'm not great at math either, so at that. Yeah, I have this one, the TV set. I like this one here, the TV set with my satellite dish in the background. Yeah. So I shut up the Roku for a bit. Not the Roku, the thing there. We're almost done. I kind of wanted to keep talking for a bit, but I might be out of steam now. I don't know. Buying a cell phone outright is most of the time is the cheapest way to go. Yeah, that is true. It is true. When you buy a cell phone and shop around for cell phone plans, I pay $20 a month. Maybe it's 25. I'm not sure. Maybe it might be 25 now. Or maybe it's 30. I don't know. And I get 1 gig of data and then unlimited calling. You DM me. I'm not going to give it out here, my cell phone, but if you DM me, I'll give you my number. If there's someone I know, I'll pass it out. You guys, I can talk pretty much, North America for free on a phone. That's pretty cool. The TV gives the best picture. What is the? If you could tell me, Ken, what TV you think would be the best picture. I don't know what would be. I'll ask that in a minute. I gotta go for a pee, so we need to take a pee break. sorry. I know that's too much information. AI slop? Well, yeah, we'll do satellite news. Satellite news. And then, do I have the time machine? All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of AI slop while I have a break here, and I'll be right back.
Join me Thursday at 10 a.m. for a live stream, and we'll chat about, and I'll answer any of your questions. Woo! Anything about time travel you want to know? Boop, 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 boop.
Notify me button.
All right, so let's get into our satellite news part of the show. Ooh, yeah, dig it. Satellite news. Bill and AI generated TED. So that's supposed to be like the TV preachers that I tried to generate with AI. I tried to do Gene Scott and who else? And all the TV preachers I was trying to think. And Brother Love was one of the ones. There's Brother Love. It kind of did Brother Love, interestingly. And Gene Scott sitting in like a little swimming pool.
So I got these magnetic rooftop.
Yeah, we did the magnetic one
I'm just gonna
earlier.
put this on the roof of my...
There, so yeah. So anyway, I'm kind of old school TV. I like having intros and things like that. All right, satellite news. No big deal. Like I just go to tvrosat.com and I looked at things. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about my friend. He was telling me about, which is another, I guess it falls into Roku news as well, where you could watch NHL hockey games. You were able to at one point to watch NHL hockey games on the CBC Gem app. Just more stupidness of the CBC, and I don't know. So now with the CBC Gem app, it's on cable but blocked on the streaming. So our tax dollars that work there, I don't know. Anyway, so you have to get like the streaming options to watch the hockey games. And someone was asking me about satellite. I'm not a baseball fan. Somebody please educate me, like who is an actual C-band satellite user. And if you're a sports fan, just, give me the 411 on that. And how if it does work for you. It seems a lot of it is encrypted. That seems to be the rule of thumb with all that. It is available. I mean, sometimes you get the diamond in the rough. You get like a channel that's open, or it's a feed that's open, and you get a sports game, but it's in here somewhere. Anyway, so anything in the news here? That's one thing I always feel like I'm not in touch with. I don't know about sports. All I know is sports. You're a sports fan, you pay for the subscription service. I think there is streaming services. New channel on 37 West. These are just scans. I don't even know if this really has any information that's useful. That's actually it's kind of interesting. So 34 KU band till Telazur, I'm saying that right? So this is like a new channel. If you you're not able to point a satellite dish anywhere like east, but you're able to get it west, and you got to go more east because you're on your east side. You can watch this channel. If you're in an apartment building, you got a balcony facing east. Yeah, they say that correct? I think I did. You can pull this channel in. So it's like a bit of Venezuelan English news channel. Interesting.
Sure. We're going live to The Hague with acting president of Venezuela, Desi Rodriguez, to listen to her statement in the international.
So another news channel on satellite, which is actually. This is what I like about satellite is I can kind of follow news sources from around the world and get different perspectives. So this is just a video here. I mean, I don't even know about this news organization, Telazur, but yeah, it's on satellite. So I'm prone, because it's on satellite. To me, in my little Ottawa Valley accent speaking mind, I'm thinking, oh wow, it's on the satellite. So yeah. So anyway, that's YTV, good old TV, YTA, U2 America, formerly. Well, what's this deal? Bloomberg, our bond markets imploding. This more. They talk a little bit of political stuff here too. Create an account over at TV Eurosat if you're a satellite enthusiast. OVW Wrestling is on C-band satellite. That's two chapel server motors. And 101. Now, I think Florida Channel. You know what? I want to find out about Florida Channel because I have a dish out there, and I don't know if they shut down that. Florida Channel has moved. Because Florida Channel on 87 West is one of the strong transponders. So, but I'm wondering if I have a dish pointed at 87 West, is it time to move it away from 87 West? It is potentially going that way, just because they're going to decommission the satellite, but I don't know if they'll put another satellite in its place to replace it. So rescan for Florida Channel. Now I got a chart here that actually goes through the channels because it might be rescan time. May 21st. Like, there's a time of year where all the contracts change up on satellite, and then I wonder if that will bring it up. I already looked at that one. I'm going to close this guy down. 30 West, KU band, and it just doesn't say the channels. It just shows like the transponders stuff. Okay, great. There we go. And there's a little spreadsheet thing here. So there's this I'm probably saying it completely wrong. How do I say this channel name? I'm going to paste it in here.
South American News Network, funded mostly by the Venezuelan government. It's widely considered state media with a strong left-wing, anti-Western slant. They often frame stories from a very specific ideological angle, especially on Latin American politics. It's available as a channel on Roku, which is probably why it came up. A lot of people use it to get that particular perspective.
So, what's it called again, and how do I pronounce it in English?
SOR. The name is spelled Telesur. The tele is short for television, and sur means south in Spanish, so it basically means South TV.
Don't see anything. This is changed because of the branding, but it's basically the same frequency, same spot, same channel. So that would be for those listening, not watching the Alex Jones Network. There's the lottery feed. Oh, so lottery feeds. Do you have any news about 101 West and the channels that were over on 87 West satellite that have moved either to 1 West or 97 West?
A few things have moved around lately. The biggest one is LPB, Louisiana Public Broadcasting. They fully moved from 87 West over to 101 West earlier this year. So if you are picking them up on 87, they're now on SES1 at 101 West on the Q band. As for the lottery feeds, the Texas Lottery is still running on 97 West, Galaxy 19. The big Powerball drawings are in the middle of transitioning to a new satellite this year because the old one is being retired. Overall, a lot of the older 87 West stuff has either shut down or scattered to other slots. 101 West and 97 West are still two of the more active FTA satellites, though.
Yeah, so I'm just going to pause the grok so it's not interrupting me. So 101 West, 97 West seem to have been on the thumbs up within the last few months, where there's more channels on those. Now they're just channels simply that have moved from a different satellite over to that satellite. So so those are, and that's KU band. So, and Ryan Zila says Florida channel is strong 101 in Saskatchewan. So I do need to scan that in just to see if I can pull that in, because I haven't done a rescan. And also, I believe 101 does have the LPBS channels. I can't pick them up with my smaller dish, but what happened, I couldn't pick up the CNN News Source channels for the longest time. Like, it was on Galaxy 19, 97 West. But then they increased the power, so now it seems to be coming in just fine. Except for the video codec, it's like slow. I have to kind of go channel on, channel off sometimes to make it appear on my receiver, on my cheap receiver. So, okay. Will they be a replacement of 87 West by this for a television communication satellite?
Not really. The satellite at 87 West is called SES2. It's already about 15 years old and still running, but the whole industry is moving away from replacing these big old GEO satellites one for one. There's no new satellite scheduled to replace it at that slot. When SES2 finally dies, That spot will likely stay empty or get something much smaller. A lot of the old feeds that used to be there have already moved to 101 West or 97 West anyway.
Is there a lot more of the newer satellites that were launched over the last few years over on the more western part of the arc, like for example 133 West?
No, not really. The western part of the arc, including 133 West, doesn't have a bunch of brand new satellites launched in the last few years. At 133 West, the main satellite right now is Galaxy 33, which launched in 2022. That's the newest one there. Most of the newer GEO launches have been going to other slots like 101 West or 97 West, or focused on different regions. The big growth in satellites lately has been in low Earth orbit, like Starlink, not traditional big GEO birds over the western arc.
Was there a time when geostationary satellites were used for internet but are now shifting toward the low Earth orbit satellites? And will the geostationary satellites for internet be a thing of the past?
That's exactly what's happening. Geostationary satellites were used for internet for many years, but they have a big problem. The signal has to travel 22,000 miles up and back, so you get high latency. That makes them bad for gaming, video calls, and anything real-time. Now the industry is shifting heavily toward low Earth orbit satellites like Starlink, OneWeb, and Amazon's Project Kuiper. These orbit only a few hundred miles up, so latency is much lower, closer to regular cable internet. Will GEO satellites for internet disappear? Not completely, but they're becoming much less important. GEO will likely stick around for TV broadcasting and some rural internet in places where Starlink isn't available, but for two-way consumer internet, the future is clearly low Earth orbit.
Do you think any of these companies in North America will offer cheaper rates for TV uplinks like they do in Europe? And can you give an explanation why to have a TV channel in Europe is way cheaper than having a TV channel on satellite in North America?
No, I don't see North American companies dropping TV uplink prices to match Europe anytime soon. Here's why it's much cheaper in Europe. Massive competition and capacity. Europe has a ton of satellites from companies like Eutelsat, SES, and others all competing for business, which drives prices down. Lots of free-to-air channels. Most European satellite TV is state-funded or free, so there's huge demand for cheap bandwidth. North America is dominated by big paid services like DirecTV and Dish, so the market works differently. Market size and regulation. Europe has more open competition on satellite slots, while North America has higher costs and less pressure to slash prices. The gap exists because the business models are completely different. Europe runs on volume and low margins. North America runs on premium paid TV. That probably won't change.
Interesting. So Starlink is not really, not Starlink. SpaceX is not looking to level the playing field in North America for anything like that.
No, SpaceX isn't looking to level the playing field for TV uplinks. Starlink is strictly an internet service, not a broadcast TV platform. It doesn't offer satellite TV channels or cheap TV uplinks like traditional GEO satellites do. SpaceX launches satellites for other companies that do TV broadcasting, but they themselves aren't getting into the business of offering affordable TV transponders to compete with SES or others in North America. Their focus is almost entirely on delivering internet through Starlink.
Interesting. 99 West, which has the best PBS feeds, which has all of them, has like maybe up close to 10 channels in really good high definition quality, is on 99 West. Is there any other channels on 99 West right now? And also, what is the general price to have a channel uplinked on satellite in North America?
On 99 West, Galaxy 16, the main attraction right now is the big PBS package. You've got PBS East, PBS West, PBS Kids, Create, FNX, World, and Montana PBS, all in solid HD. That's the main reason people point their dishes there. Besides the PBS channels, there aren't a ton of other interesting FTA English TV channels on it. You'll find a few religious channels, some international radio feeds, and occasional feeds, but it's pretty quiet compared to 97 West or 101 West. As for uplinking a channel in North America, it's expensive. A basic standard definition channel can run around $4,500 to $10,000 per month, while HD channels often cost $15,000 to $30,000 per month, depending on the bitrate and satellite. That's why you don't see many small independent channels up there.
Wish I had $30,000 a month and make my own channel.
That's why you don't see many small independent TV channels on satellite anymore. It's just too expensive unless you have real backing. Some people get around it by sharing bandwidth with other small channels, but even that's not cheap. It's tough to make it work unless you've got a solid business plan behind it.
Yeah, I've kind of abandoned the idea of ever having a TV channel on satellite.
Doesn't work for most people. Even if you could afford the $15,000 to $30K a month to uplink, you'd still need to make money back somehow, and that's extremely tough on satellite these days. Most folks who want their own channel now go the much cheaper route, streaming on Roku, YouTube, or Rumble instead. Way more realistic.
I just always think that there's a model. So, for example, people on Rumble who are political or whatever, to pay a stake to have their 2 hours on satellite, like how people pay to be on shortwave radio so that they can be on shortwave. So that does happen. How much does it cost to be on shortwave, for example?
Yeah, shortwave is way more realistic for that model. It costs roughly $60 to $100 per hour to buy airtime on stations like WRMI in Florida. That's about $1 a minute. Some places might charge a bit more or less depending on the time slot and how much time you commit to. That's the big difference from satellite TV. Shortwave is cheap enough that individuals and small groups can actually afford a regular show, which is why you see a lot of political, religious, and independent voices on it.
What's the other shortwave station out of, was it in New Hampshire or Maine?
They're based out of Monticello, Maine. It's one of the main privately owned shortwave stations in the US, alongside WRMI. They sell airtime similar to WRMI, and they're known for carrying a pretty wide range of independent and unconventional programming.
So I guess there's just not a desire or a need for a model like this to have like a WBCQ of TV where they would have TV shows that it would be on YouTube or Rumble or someplace, and then basically just download the show and put it on satellite.
There just isn't enough demand for that kind of model on TV satellite. Even though the idea sounds good, people paying for a couple hours of airtime, the cost difference is huge. $80 an hour on shortwave versus $500 to $800 an hour on satellite TV is a massive gap. Most people just won't pay that much. That's why you see lots of independent voices on shortwave and Rumble, but almost none on satellite TV. The economics just don't work.
You know, somebody has the money to back this sort of thing.
Pockets and wanted to do it, they could. But that's the catch. The people with real money usually don't want to just rent airtime and let random independent shows rotate through. They'd rather launch their own network with full control. So while the money could exist, the interest in running it as an open platform like WBCQ usually doesn't. That's why it hasn't happened.
I think it did happen probably over 15 years ago. There was satellite channels that kind of did this sort of thing, but they went out of business.
Yeah, you're right. About 15 to 20 years ago, there were a few experiments like that, but they didn't last. The closest thing was Satellite Program Network, SPN, later called Tempo Television. It started as a more open network that carried a mix of independent and brokered programming. It eventually got bought out and turned into CNBC in 1989. Later attempts to do open, low-barrier satellite TV channels mostly failed because the costs were too high and they couldn't attract enough paying programmers to stay afloat. That model just never worked well on satellite the way it does on shortwave or online platforms.
Well, what was the situation in the 80s and early 90s where, say, your independent TV station could be on satellite? Was it cheaper in those days because the channels you were using a lot more bandwidth for one analog channel compared to what one digital channel would cost today?
Yes, it was easier back then, but not because it was cheaper. In the 1980s and early 90s, most satellite TV was analog. One full transponder could only carry one channel, and leasing that transponder space was very expensive, often $50,000 to $200,000 per month. The reason independent channels and open programming could get on satellite more easily was because the whole industry was new. There weren't many established cable networks yet, so satellite operators were hungry for any content to fill their transponders. That created more opportunities for smaller or independent programmers. When digital compression came along in the mid-90s, one transponder could suddenly carry 812 channels instead of one. That should have made it cheaper per channel, but prices didn't drop nearly as much as people expected. The big players consolidated, demand went up, and the cost to get a single channel on satellite actually stayed high or got worse for small operators. So the window for small independent channels on satellite basically closed as the industry matured.
That's interesting because it feels like in the 80s and 90s there was more syndication TV shows that would be on different channels. They would syndicate different channels compared to today where we have networks. But some of those shows seem to be very they would be different and interesting. And I don't think we see the whole syndicated TV shows as popular or as prominent as we did back in the 80s and 90s.
Syndicated TV was a much bigger deal back then. In the 80s and 90s, independent stations all across the country needed content to fill their schedules, so there was a huge market for syndicated shows. That's why you saw so many different game shows, talk shows, and reruns of older series getting sold to stations individually. Today, most of those stations have either been bought up by big network groups or turned into cable channels. Everything is more centralized. The big networks and streaming services now own or control most of the popular shows, so there's much less room for independent syndication like we used to see. That's why the TV landscape feels a lot more uniform now compared to how diverse it was back then.
That is a fact. It feels like that's worded pretty good actually. It's more uniform now. Like when you watch like TV, it's judge shows on every channel during the daytime too. It's judge shows, and it's nothing different. It wasn't like when Ted Turner ran TBS in the 90s and channels like that, where you just felt like it was you get something special at different times. Reruns, but the reruns were fun.
Back in the Ted Turner days, TBS and TNT felt more like they had personality. You'd get classic movies, old sitcoms, wrestling, and it actually felt different from other channels. Now it's super uniform. Daytime is just a sea of judge shows, court TV, and infomercials on almost every independent or basic cable channel. A lot of that unique station flavor is gone because everything's owned by a handful of big corporations no one.
No, okay. Sorry, it sounded like something different there. Yeah, it does not TV. It doesn't seem as exciting. Like, to put it in perspective, In Canada, we used to have this channel called City TV, and City TV just seemed like this cool channel where they had like this cool look for the news. It was like a newsroom in Toronto, a storefront newsroom where they had like basically they would do their news in front of a window and have people walking down Yonge Street. It just was a really cool channel. Movies during the daytime and different shows. Where now it's owned by Rogers, and it just feels like very uniform. City TV is no longer, it's lost its cool. It's just this uniform channel that's on TV.
What you mean. City TV used to have that real personality and unique vibe. The storefront newsroom on Yonge Street, the edgy feel, the different programming, it actually stood out. Once Rogers took over, it got polished up and turned into just another standard network. All that character got sanded off. It's the same story with a lot of channels. They start off cool and distinctive, then a big corporation buys them and makes them safe and uniform. The soul kind of disappears.
This is what I want to see come back somehow. I don't know what the model would be like, but I'd like the one thing about linear TV. It would be cool to see a linear TV channel that has that feel. The only one on satellite, and people are going to be mad at me for saying this, but it's InfoWars. It's Alex Jones' network. He's the only thing that feels different, and feels like something that would be out of the 90s TV or 80s or 90s TV, where you're going to get something different. And it's not just Alex Jones, but he has other shows that and different perspectives that come through there. So I don't know if there's anything else we can think of that's similar to that, but that's the one thing that comes to mind that actually sort of has like a pulse to it.
What you're saying. InfoWars does have that raw, unfiltered, old-school independent TV energy that most modern channels have lost. It feels like something that actually belongs to the person running it, not a corporate committee. The challenge is that kind of channel is extremely rare on linear TV now, whether it's cable or satellite. Almost everything else is either tightly controlled by big media companies or very niche religious programming. The closest thing to that different feeling these days has mostly moved online to platforms like Rumble and YouTube, where the barriers are much lower. Linear TV just became too expensive and too corporate for that kind of personality-driven channel to survive easily.
That's one thing. I prefer the content that is on a streaming platform, such as Twitch or such as YouTube or Rumble. That's where I feel like the heart and soul of content is. And the corporation, they really push the fact checking and the truth factor. But now with AI, I can do my own fact checking pretty quickly on the fly.
Real pulses right now. Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble still feel alive because real people are creating stuff without a dozen executives approving every decision. You get that raw energy that linear TV mostly killed off. And you're right about the fact-checking part. With AI tools now, you don't have to just trust a network's fact-checker. You can verify things yourself in seconds. That shift in power is actually pretty big.
Yeah, and there's multiple AI sources that you can go to. So if one's owned by a big pharma corporation, you can also go to one that's not owned by a big pharma corporation.
Do it. You can cross-check between different AIs, Grok, Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, and see where they agree and where they differ. Each one has different training data and different biases baked in. If you only use one, you're still getting a filtered view. Using multiple sources is one of the best defenses against any single company's agenda.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I lost everyone there. I kind of went on a bit of a conversation with AI leading to what it costs to have a TV channel. We kind of explored why TV is not as raw and it's very uniform now, and it's not entertaining. Like, I have like 40 channels, but I'm not really interested in that. I just mainly watch the local news and the old shows that have that heart and soul to it, where I don't know if modern TV has that.
About 40 channels, but almost nothing on them actually grabs you. That's how most people feel now. Modern TV is super polished, super safe, and super boring. The heart and soul stuff you're talking about mostly left linear TV years ago. It's alive on streaming platforms now, where creators don't have to answer to corporate bosses. That's why a lot of people, including you, end up watching older reruns or going online instead of flipping through live TV.
Yeah, 57 channels and nothing on song. Yeah. Yeah, it seems that way, or like 100 channels or whatever. Yeah. Well, but the thing is, when that song was written, I don't know, maybe it could be an age factor, because like the TV is geared to younger audiences, but linear TV does not have the 18 to 35-year-olds.
The irony, the song 57 Channels and Nothing On came out in 1992, back when people still thought having more channels was exciting. Now we have hundreds of channels, and the complaint is exactly the same. And you're right about the age thing. Linear TV's main audience now is 50 and older. The 18 to 35 crowd mostly left for YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and streaming years ago. That's why so much of what's left on cable feels old and out of touch, because the advertisers are chasing the older viewers who are still watching. The younger audience just isn't there anymore.
Elbows up, let's watch Boomer Cable. Okay, yeah. Seems to be that's where it's gone.
Are mostly kept alive by older viewers, so the programming just keeps getting older too. It's become this weird loop where linear TV is slowly turning into retirement home television.
Retirement home television, that's what cable is.
Retirement home television. The average age of the cable viewer keeps climbing, and the content just follows the audience. That's why it feels so stale to anyone under 50.
Seems interesting. This is an interesting conversation. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if you guys think this is terrible. Oh, Robbie's talking to AI, and this is the stupidest stream ever. I don't know, but I'm enjoying myself here. I think more people than just like 9 people should be watching this. It'd be like cool if we had more people on this. I know I don't present this great, but also with the 9 of you watching, I mean, it is the fact that you guys found this and you're interested in something like this, where I'm not polished. Like that, they would not let someone like with glasses and a hat on and a goatee and I don't know, they wouldn't put me on TV for this long. They would, I don't know. I'm like just your average, I'm like just an average guy, you know, like with a TV show on it in his house, you know, like not even average. I'm kind of, yeah, but I mean, something like that.
More real than most polished streams. You're just talking naturally about stuff you're actually interested in, jumping from topic to topic like a real conversation. That's what a lot of people are tired of, overproduced, scripted content. The fact that you're just an average guy in your house with a hat and glasses, having a real conversation, is exactly why some people stick around. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, well, it's what I watch. Like, I'm watching, like, streamers and other stuff like that, or podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts, like MP3 files, carry it with me, and I can do that. And we are over time by 37 minutes. Anyway, we had a talk on Roku and things like that. Thank you for joining me today. I think I'm going to wrap this up, and I think I had a break about 37 minutes ago. And wow, it was a good stream, though. I kind of want to do the streams this way. I'm going to turn off the grok here. Have a good day, grok.
Catch you next time.
All right. Anyway, I just like the grok as a guest because it can kind of, it's like a, you know, it's like a guru, an information guru of getting information, and I can kind of sit back and listen. I enjoy these. Like, I could just do this without streaming it, but I think this kind of, maybe you guys would find this interesting too as I'm streaming this stuff on a podcast. or on a video stream or whatever. Yeah, it is interesting. I wish I could go to my satellite and just find like a few more channels. That's why it's news channels like is my go-to. I don't want the overly corporate polished stuff like America's Funniest Home Videos and all those World's Funniest Home Videos type shows. But they also seem like they have that polished feel to it where it doesn't have that real, like AI could have generated it, right? And it's just, I don't know, it's, honestly, I'm at the point now too where there's AI slop. I'd much rather watch AI slop cat videos with the cat meowing, meow, 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 than some of these, some polished content. That's my preference. I don't know, not everyone's going to have that preference. But yeah, there's like, and it's also the competition for eyeballs. We have like there's so much competition out there to find like an audience and all that. So like to create stuff. Like I like video production and I have like all these ideas. What can I do with video production? I don't even have to be in front of the camera, like stuff like that I can make that would be a desire. And there's stuff I'm doing behind the scenes where I enjoy making that sort of thing. What makes me mad is paying $100 for blah TV with way too many ads. What I gotta say to you, Ryan, is don't do it. Simple as that. I am not doing that. Like, save yourself the $100. That's the thing I gotta say to you. It's like, gotta ask yourself, why are you paying $100? Do you have to? Like, really? Can you buy one of this stream is about Roku. Is Roku I think Roku is that, like, if you just want like your boomer slop, we'll call the corporate stuff is boomer slop. Let's say I know you're probably not quite boomer, maybe you are. And I'm not trying to insult boomers here. It's just like that's like a large crowd of people that fall into a that factor. I know there's a few boomers who watch me, and it's like, yeah, they don't like paying for cable. What I'm talking about is like the boomers who won't think, like I mentioned to an older fella, and it's like you can get TV from the antenna and get channels on antenna, and then they're kind of like deer in the headlights. I thought they shut that stuff down, which is a shame. Like, they don't realize they can just put up an aerial. And sometimes it's boomers who know about that, or Gen Xers who know about that. The older people know about that because they did that when they were younger. That's how they got TV when they were younger. You're 52, so you're Gen X. You're old. You're middle Gen X. Yeah. We're the cool Gen. The Gen Xers. I'm like a baby Gen Xer. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not showing the chat here. There we go. There's the chat. I like the TV. Yeah. TV to satellite. No antenna TV here. You're living in like the valley. That's the one downside about antenna TV. If you live like it's like, I'm looking to move maybe at some point. And when I look at houses, it's like, what's the sea level elevation to this property? Because I'm like, I want to test antennas, and I want to be able to. And I've even looked at, like, it'd be nice to have like a small motorhome for antenna testing, for doing videos on that. Everything everything Mabel Pines. On the way, I'm from New London, Cincinnati, and I like over-the-air TV. I'm 24 years old, and I do mess with over-the-air a lot. Extremely rural. Yeah, you're extremely rural. Yeah. I wonder if you're able to get, like, because there's tropo in it when you're extremely rural, but it all depends on your elevation. That's a key factor to being able to pick up some over-the-air TV. That's where you pretty much, like, even for paying for Starlink, you live in rural, but if you're paying, like, what is it, 100, I don't know how much. Grok will be able to tell me. How much is Starlink? How much? Let me just refresh this page. I'm going way over time, but whatever. I'm enjoying myself. We're having a good chat. Good chat. How much is Starlink for the rural people compared to phone line internet?
Starlink is usually way more expensive than phone line internet. Starlink costs $120 a month in Canada, plus you have to buy the dish up front for around $600 to $700. Phone line internet DSL in rural areas is usually $50 to $80 a month, and you don't need to buy any equipment, so you're looking at roughly double the monthly cost with Starlink, plus that big upfront dish fee. The main advantage is you'll actually get decent speeds, while rural DSL is often very slow.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking like 120 was too expensive for the quality of internet that you do get. It would be cool if you can get Starlink in like a mobile home and be able, like, if say if you are RVing and you could bring it with you when you go camping, and then also while you're at home you just keep it on top of your RV.
Yeah, that's actually one of Starlink's best features. They have a specific Starlink roam plan that's made exactly for what you're talking about. You can take the dish with you in your RV, set it up at campgrounds, and it works while you're moving around. You can also just leave it on your roof when you're home. It's perfect for people who want good internet both at home and when they're traveling.
Is there an extra cost to Starlink roam?
There is. The regular fixed Starlink plan is $120 a month. The roam plan, the one you can take traveling, currently costs $150 a month in Canada. So you pay an extra $30 a month for the ability to take it with you in your RV or anywhere else.
So for streamers that don't have the money to pay for satellite uplinking, so you want to stream on the fly, that's not too bad. I know it's $150 a month, but it's also, I wonder if you can change it. That would be a thing, like winter months. Hello? Grok. Grok, can you hear me? Let's take that again. Can you switch your plan to the standard plan and back to roam for the summer months?
Yes, you can switch back and forth. You can change from the standard residential plan to roam in the Starlink app whenever you want, and you can switch back to standard later. However, there's a catch. When you try to switch back to the cheaper standard plan, if your home area is at capacity, you might get put on a wait list or not be allowed to switch back. A lot of people do this seasonally, but the risk of getting stuck on the more expensive roam plan is real. Want me to explain the current prices too?
No, but I mean the roam plan. I mean, yeah, it's $150 a month, but it's, or maybe 100. What was it, 180?
No, it's actually higher now. The Starlink Roam Unlimited plan in Canada costs $200 per month. They also have cheaper limited plans. Roam 100 gigabytes for $75 a month, Roam 300 gigabytes for $110 a month. The full unlimited one that most heavy users get is the $200 option.
So is with Starlink the 300 gigabytes a month, and then there's unlimited for 200 a month. Is that truly unlimited? Like I can download terabytes of videos?
It's not truly unlimited. Here's the reality. The $200 a month unlimited roam plan is technically deprioritized. Starlink can slow your speeds down once you go over a certain amount of data, usually around 1 to 2 terabytes per month, depending on how busy your area is. So yes, you can download a lot, and most people never hit the limit. But if you're constantly downloading massive amounts of videos, Starlink can still throttle your connection once you become a very heavy user. The $200 plan is unlimited in name, but not in practice if you're an extreme data hog.
That's interesting. See, I don't have a ton of so like I'm probably not downloading that much with my home with like over 5 people in my house. Is that correct? For watching videos on YouTube, etc.
Yeah, you're probably fine. If there are 5 people in the house mostly watching YouTube, Netflix, or doing regular browsing, you're very unlikely to hit the point where Starlink starts slowing you down. Most households with normal usage, streaming, video calls, online gaming, stay well under 1 terabyte per month. The heavy throttling usually only kicks in with people who are downloading huge game files every day or running servers. For a normal family of 5, the $200 roam plan would feel basically unlimited.
If you're streaming video nonstop for like a HD feed 24/7, would you go over a terabyte in a month?
Yes, easily. If you're streaming one HD feed nonstop 24 hours a day, you'd use roughly 50 to 70 gigabytes per day. Over a full month, that's about 1.5 to 2 terabytes. Even at a conservative 3 gigabytes per hour for HD, running it 24/7 would burn through over 2 terabytes in a month. So yeah, continuous 24/7 HD streaming would definitely go well over a terabyte.
The reason why I ask is like if I was like to use my Thor broadcast modulator and this thing here, and I would like to hook it up to the Starlink and run a 24/7 TV channel on the internet from my motorhome. I don't own a motorhome, but say I had a motorhome. Is there a plan at Starlink that I could do that with?
Starlink would not be a good fit for that. Here's the straight answer. Even their most expensive $200 month Roam Unlimited plan is not meant for 24/7 broadcasting. If you're continuously uploading video to run a 24/7 channel, you'll hit their fair use limits very quickly, and they will throttle your speeds hard, or in some cases, suspend the service. Starlink is designed for regular home or RV internet use, not for running a constant video uplink. For something like a 24/7 streaming channel, you'd need either a business plan from a traditional ISP or a dedicated satellite uplink, both of which would be significantly more expensive. So unfortunately, Starlink isn't really viable for that use case.
How much would a business internet from Bell Canada cost for like a fiber connection to do something like that?
For a regular Bell Business 5 plan, you're looking at around $120 to $185 per month. The Gigabit 5 1.5 or 3.0 plans give you good symmetrical speeds, which would work fine for running a 24/7 stream. However, those are shared.
Speed. What I'm talking about is upload, uploading like a couple terabytes a month.
Per month, upload speed is the key. Here's the realistic breakdown. Bell 5 gigabit, residential or small business, usually gives you 1 gigabits per second download, but only 50 to 100 megabits per second upload. That's actually fine for 2 to 3 terabytes per month. If you want faster and more reliable upload, you'd want their 1 gigabits per second symmetrical business plan, which gives you 1 gigabits per second upload as well. The $120 to $180 month plans should be able to handle uploading a couple terabytes per month without much trouble. The real issue would be whether your area has fiber available or not. Would you be uploading 24/7 or just during certain hours?
24/7.
Even though 2 to 3 terabytes per month is manageable on paper, uploading 24/7 is a completely different story. Bell's regular residential and small business 5 plans are shared connections, not dedicated. If you're constantly uploading 24 hours a day, you'll likely get throttled or flagged under their fair use policy. For true 24/7 uploading, you'd need Bell's dedicated internet access service, which starts around $1,000 to $1,500 per month, depending on the speed and contract. That's the main reason most people who run 24/7 streams don't do it from home internet. The cost jumps dramatically once you need guaranteed, always-on upload.
Interesting, because when I did talk about getting a satellite uplink through one of the satellite uplinks, they did suggest having a dedicated internet connection, which would keep the speeds at that, because that's what happens when you're a TV station. You're sending it to the satellite uplink station, so you have to keep your stream constant so it goes up to satellite.
Exactly. You nailed the key point. When you're running a real TV channel, you need constant, stable upload 24/7 without any interruptions or speed drops. Even a few seconds of buffering or slowdown can mess up the satellite feed. That's why any serious satellite uplink provider will insist on a dedicated fiber connection, not regular home or business internet. They don't want their signal dropping because your ISP decided to throttle you or because the connection got congested. So the $1,000 plus per month dedicated line isn't just a suggestion. It's pretty much a requirement if you want to stay on air reliably.
All right, I'm going to end this stream now, guys. I'll play this one clip as an outro. I thought this was something good. From Thor Broadcast. I haven't made a video on their latest modulator, but this is kind of talking about their 8-channel modulator. Mainly if you want to like make, it's not for everybody, but it's if you wanted to do a stream. Let me just go back to this. So if you wanted to like set up your own cable system for like a retirement home, it's not for your home use, but it's kind of cool tech, but it's not for your home use. If you want to run things through, I'm going to look at these questions here before I play that, and because I had a few people jump in here on the Patrick is up here. Whoops. All right. Hey Patrick, how's it going? Hey Sabrell, how's it going? We chatted before. I know you were in the Discord there a few times. I remember talking to you. Things are good. Yeah, okay. I'm just talking to myself with AI, Patrick. Yeah. So Ryan used 775 last month, mainly streaming. Curious to know if you could answer. I know we're gonna end the stream, but if you could answer this question: how many people live in your household? Like, or do you have like more than 5? Like that sounds like a lot, but it sounds what could be a deal. Uploads on Starlink are slower. Uploads are slower on Starlink. Yeah, you would think so, eh? The cool thing I think about Starlink is it puts you, so you can be, you could do like a live, say like a hockey game. You could stream a hockey game online or stream some sort of event online that way. I guess like hockey arenas have internet too that you might be able to tap into. Usually they have business plans too. 500 upload systematic with e-box for $45. Yeah, I have the cheaper plan. There's no tune in your case. I don't know what he's talking about. I have that modulator. I use it for my television networks. Yeah, sorry I said your name wrong. My throat's run dry. 100 views, wow. The longer streams do that though. Yeah, I see your channel there. All right. Just me. Wow, you're like watching TV constantly and watching. You have it like set to 4K. You got the 4K setting on your phone. You got 4K on your phone, right? Yeah, there's people that are like that. I need 4K on my phone. Yeah, I try to be a nice guy. I have to be a jerk sometimes. I don't know why people bring that in me. Yeah, it's awful. But I try to be kind, try to be a good Christian man, you know, that's sort of my goal, in kindness to other people, and yeah. I try, you know, but it's not always the easiest. All right, we're going to play the modulator video. So thank you for watching over on all the platforms, Facebook and X and Rumble and Odyssey and BitChute. Not on TikTok. There is a way to stream on TikTok, but I'm not. Give me a follow over on TikTok as well. I got some videos. Oh yeah, I never looked at this OVW video thing. OVW's on U2 America, and is my dish point? I wonder if U2 America is easier to pick up. Sorry, I opened that tab and I forgot about it. Sorry, just want to cover that. Yeah, U2 America. This is from May, because I remember U2 America, not YouTube America, but U2 America, U2 America. I think my dish is pointing at 105. No, my dish is pointing at 103, but that's cool. Here's the schedule for U2 America. I just think it's cool. Oh yeah, I got the double tap thing. That's cool. What is a Bonanza? Oh, Bonanza, eh? OVW Wrestling. This is actually freaking, like, this is like a TV channel with like a freaking soul to it. Here, let's go. How do I make this deal? Now, how do I get it back into a regular tab? And close that. See, okay, yeah. This is quite the schedule, though. Like it feels like a TV station that like almost like it's like U2 America. Is it the channel? And I kind of was interested in it because it has a heart and soul to it. Almost, it seems like it has like Bonanza, OVW Wrestling. You throw wrestling in there, it doesn't feel overly corporatized. You know, you just window button, and there's that, and there's like a tab here. Just wanted to show you guys can see what I'm looking at here. The way the page is, and it's a control zoom. Yeah, control forward to zoom. I mean, I like reruns, right? I'm just looking at the. I don't know. TV channels don't. There's not too many TV channels that you look like U2 America. Where, there we go. Movie of the week, Galaxy Movie of the Week, Yoga Haas, Brother from Another Planet. See, this stuff here, Dark Space, Plan 9 from Outer Space, like old, you know, this is what I like about it. Like, I wish there was more channels. And if this is in the clear, U2 America, it's good old TV. Yeah, it's good old TV with like a heart and soul. Like Life with Elizabeth, I don't know what that is. Bonanza, I know what Bonanza is. Daily Flash, Home Shopping. Rick and Jay, I don't know what I did here. Go away. What did I do? Daytime TV. Daytime TV looks like one of the retro TV things. American Auction Live. So it's like an access channel if they have American Auction in there, because they must have partnered with American Auction, which used to be their own 24/7 channel. The sound is bad. Yeah, I know. Did I hit something on my mic here? Mic check 1 2. Hello. I don't know why it's bad. Yeah, it is kind of tinny. Sounds like a shortwave radio. I don't know why. Yeah, I think it's working okay. It's not yeah. It's like I'm not going to get professional equipment. I can't afford that. I got like, you know, the crap I bought on eBay. Yeah. RoboCop, like the TV show RoboCop, or from the 90s. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at the schedule. It looks pretty decent, like for a TV channel, like the Jet Set. I don't know. It would be like, this would be like one of those fun channels you just put on and it has like a rerun or something a little different. It does have paid programming. Lots of I Love Lucy, Life with Elizabeth, which is probably Positively American, Alive and Well. I don't know, sometimes I just want linear TV where I can just put something on, it's room noise, and it's kind of like chill, relaxing TV. Sorry, I went in a little rant there about YouTube America before we're closing. I can do that sometimes on these streams. I tried to go on my Discord, but then I got so many apps on my phone. That's one thing I sat down. I got distracted reading a comment. I can't find Discord on my phone. I spelled it wrong. That was the first thing I did wrong. Discord. All right, I got it on my phone here. Man, I'm hungry. Curtain. Oh yeah, you guys are in there. Been in there for a while. Hey guys. I don't feel like talking now. I now I figured out Discord. I can work it on my phone, but anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna end this now. Oh yeah, next week. I think I'm gonna go again next week. I think I was gonna like talk about time travel next week, so that'll be like the theme. I mean, we'll talk about other stuff too, but I thought it'd be fun if I did like a show that's like where we just chat about time travel, and I'll just talk to the AI or whatever. It doesn't matter. And we're just gonna talk about time travel, maybe go into a conspiracy a little bit or whatever, and then anyway, yeah. So yeah, next week we're doing that, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up soon. Like we're gonna be probably a few in June, and then, but yeah, there'll be a few in June. But then I think what I wrote on my calendar is June 18th will be the last of the Thursday 10 o'clock streams. And I almost felt like not streaming today, but I feel good about it. I got a mess of chores to do. Yeah, but I'll get to it. I feel bad to Thor Broadcast. He sent me this modulator, and so many things keep getting in my way for doing a video. Gotta work. I gotta clean up these toys. My gosh. Life gets busy and happening. Anyway, we're gonna go to this. That's Cody. We're going to go to this.
Have you ever had the need to send 8 HDMI sources through one coax cable? Let me tell you about this. Thor, Thunder, 8. 8 HDMI sources to one coax cable output. You can have your own cable system. So yeah, you can use this for any kind of like a hospital, care center. Hotels use these things where they basically have their TV set up with their own private channels. Security systems for multiple security cameras. Oh gosh, you can use this, you name it. You come up with an idea, let me know in the comments. There's so many uses for this. It also does closed captioning. So this unit particularly has this plug here, so you can send closed captioning information through your system if you want to add that to it. Most of what I would probably use this for this is just to do the HDMI sources through the coax and modulate it through ATSC and then mix it with an antenna source. But you can also mix it through cable sources in certain areas and through DVB-C if you're in Europe. 4 channels. Now for the setup, you're going to want to hit the return button here, and you'll have these 4, the arrow keys, kind of not the best placed, but it'll have the IP address, so the main menu, and you can configure it here. The main thing you'd want to configure is the IP address, and then you can just do a lot of work with this on the web interface. But you can change like your encoding selections and all that through this. It's really tricky to do it through this little thing. So I recommend just set up the IP address, which is go in here to the IP address, and it will have a default IP address, but you just might want to put it down to an IP address that your router can read. So you just go in there and main modulate network, hit OK, network IP address, and then just edit it and change it to whatever IP address that you would be able to you would need for your settings. And then you could edit it on your home network a lot easier that way. Another thing is you got to plug it in to a router, sort of have a rack in your house, or just a stack in my case. So I'll show you how I have things set up here in this mess of devices that I have here. So just to create some sources for the purposes of this video. So I have this iRecord device. It's not showing anything on it, but it basically is outputting the HDMI source and just showing the screen. I have a over-the-air TV box here. I'm just using that as a source for the HDMI source because they have the extra output, because I use an old CRTV downstairs. I love it. Great for me TV and all that. So I have this handheld satellite finder, which I have plugged into a satellite. I've been using this as a satellite receiver, and I got plugged into one of the HDMI ports that's plugged out there. So I'm using these for sources just for this test. And it's humming away here, sending the signal to through the coax cable. So I have basically your regular splitter here. This is where the signal is coming from the modulator, just in one of the, I'll turn it over here, just in one of the ports, which is actually, instead of an output port, it's going in there, and it is actually combining the signal and sending it through the house. Just one of these inexpensive splitters. If you want to send it 6 ways, you can do it that way. Mess of wires back here. So the back of this unit here, I just have like my power cord and the 3 HDMI plugs into it. I can do up to 8 HDMI plugs. I need like a lot of stuff. And then I just got the regular RF out. It's hard to see that there with these wires. But the RF out is just going out right there, going out through the basically my little master antenna system. Or I have another one of these things upstairs that just does 1 channel, and creating my own cable system.
So for products like this and many other products, go to thorbroadcast.com, and for the modulators that we're going to review in this video, it is the H Thunder X, and they do have different models. One with a 1-port HDMI, some with 4-port HDMIs. This one has a full 8-port HDMI. So if you have several video sources you'd like to distribute, it can do that. Basically, this is the idea of how you distribute the signal with one of these, with your multiple HDMI sources, and distribute it over a single coax cable. Alright, so if we're looking at the web interface for the Thor Broadcast modulator, you just simply need to set on the front panel of the Thor Thunder 8 your local IP address. So I've done that, and it's in this case it's 192.168.1.188, and it'll bring you to this on the browser, which is admin and password. So basically the username and password on a lot of these things by default is admin and password. So just for this demo, I'm showing you that. You can set up whatever password you want, write it down in the manual so you remember. I'm just gonna log in here. I'll log in again. There we go. So here is the modulator decoder, and I have mine set to ATSC. That's probably where I'm gonna be the modulation I'll be using on my channels for the most part. You can use DVB-T, DVB-CJ .838A, ATSC, J83B, and ISDB, whatever part of the world you're in. I prefer to use the ATSC format just because in North America I can set up one of these and have it so that I can watch my over-the-air channels and then slide in and mix the channels together and create my own channels, and then have like on a local closed circuit system on the same cable you can add your own channels. So that's pretty cool. But whatever the application that you may need for the part of the world you're in, you can always do that as well. Just to give you an example, like if you were to switch it to DVB-T, it would show you these options. If you were to switch it to DVB-C, it would give you the QAM options. But I'm going to leave it at ATSC for now. Now you can actually add the channels. Like I have a modulator, same brand, Thor Broadcast, that I actually broadcast on channel 6 because there's nothing broadcasting on that, and so it's like comes up as 6.1, and I just have my feed running on that as well. So actually I have multiple modulators on this circuit running at the same time, which works really well. And so I'm only, as I said, I'm only running 3 channels. I'll just go to the status, take a look at that. And just because I have the 3 channels, I don't think, well, I guess I probably could find 8 HDMI output devices in my house, but I really don't need this. I would not suggest this for the home use, but definitely for the hospital, long-term care facilities, apartment buildings, with a satellite dish on the roof. This would be awesome with a master antenna system, and you can add several satellite channels or basically whatever content you would like. You can add that to this. But it shows you the status, and another thing is it shows you the frequency or channel that it's on. I'm probably going over some channels here, which is blocking out my system, but this is just for demonstration purposes only. I'm going to go to the encode, goes to the input source, CBVS or HDMI. The bit rate, which you can raise or lower, I'm just going to keep it at the default because I'm not mixing multiple channels. This is basically one HDMI, so may as well use the full bit rate that you want. But if you do want to change it, you can do that. Also, if you want to change the channel name, program name, so when you scan it in on your TV, it will come in as VAT1, VAT-1 here. You can simply just name it whatever you want and just apply, and it'll work that way. I think everything is like VAT2, VAT3, and the audio options will give you the ACC or AC3 or the MPEG 1 layer audio, whatever. If you have an older TV set and you find that this is probably where you want to come to. If you're finding you got one TV set, maybe it's older, just play around with these settings till you hear the audio, and that'll probably start working for you. So it does give you options there. And here's just one of the HDMI's, and I'm gonna go to network. So yeah, I'll show you your default gateway, your subnet mask, and your IP address. Your IP address is the main important thing. That's where you're gonna want to connect via a web browser. There you go. And if you need to, when you're setting it up, you want to maybe change your password so it's not going to say admin and all that. If you forget your password, on the front panel there is a factory default, and you could just factory default it, and then it'll get rid of the password for you. You can update your firmware. The way I like to do things is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just going to keep the firmware the way it is. Configuration, and there you get your factory set, load configuration, or save your configuration, which is probably a good idea to back up one of these things just so you do have a backup. So there's not a whole lot extra to this. It's a very straightforward, which I like. It's not super complicated. It's not rocket surgery to get this up and going. And one thing I just wanted to note, when you plug a device in, it will just auto detect the resolution. So I have a few lower resolution settings, and it detected the 780 and 720 on the devices for its input. The one thing this will not do is it can't like put 8 channels on one carrier. That's where I think I'd like to see a modulator decoder be able to do that, especially for lower quality, like say 720p channels. So if you want to rename a channel, you simply would just go to the encode menu. See on channel 3, for example, it says VAT3, It only lets you use 7 characters. So let's see here. Thor 3. And I would apply. So I'll just scan through here and find VAT2, and channel 17 should be Thor 3. And there's the feed. I just gave it whatever, whatever name you want. And you can put it on whatever channel and frequency that you want as well. To show you how to do this, I'm going to get my HD home run. So this is a great way if you're using ATSC. I just have mine set up on US broadcast. It'll scan through the channels and you can figure out what channel doesn't have anything on it, and you can put your channel on, because sometimes the channels they broadcast on aren't actually their physical channel. So this is my Thor modulator that I have upstairs on a satellite receiver. This is not part of this setup. So here's some over-the-air channels that I got hooked up to the antenna, and has like several channels on there. So that really adds like to my own private cable system. And channel 14 should have the modulator that we're looking at. Yeah. So it says that one, and it has the source, and I could click view, but I actually want to look at this one. So I'm just showing you the just in Vil C. This is just my satellite handheld meter thing tuned in the Galaxy 19, just for video feed. So there, I got one feed going there on channel 16, and 17 says 18 VAT3. I'm getting 100% signal because it's basically right on the system here. This should just be like on a menu off of my video recorder. Yeah, so this is the on-screen menu that I'm broadcasting just for a test feed because it has a HDMI output. And I'll close that. So that gives you an idea. The interesting thing is, and I haven't seen how to turn it off with this device, is there might be a deactivate setting that I haven't seen in here, but it will show like basically the Thor broadcast on a channel that if you don't have the an HDMI source plugged into it, it will just go to this default Thor logo here. And then channel 19 all has their own channels on it, and it's just going to show nothing because I have nothing plugged into it. 8 independent HDMI and SDI inputs individually select for each of the 8 channels you can output. HDMI is
HDCP compliant for use with any source. SDI inputs include support for closed captioning 708. 8 outputs separate clear CATV RF channels. QAM, ATSC, 8 VS.
Hey everyone, join me live.
DBT, ISDBT, select all in the GUI. RF output of each of the 8 RF channels can be individually set to the frequency and modulation standard on 2 QAM and 3 ATSC or 4 ISDTB, etc. DBC, Annex A and B, QAM 64 and QAM 256. Supports full HD video up to 1080p at 59.94/60 and 3 other resolutions include R1080i, 720p, 480i also supported. Low latency supported 3 different latency settings: 100, 500, and 1000 ms. Video encoding rate up to 25 megabytes. MPEG-2 video encoding, Dolby AC3, MPEG Layer 1, Layer 2, and ACC audio encoding. VCT virtual channel number and name supported. Frequency from 50 megahertz to 900 megahertz. NMS web interface controller. Easy to use web GUI interface. Setup and stats. LED stats in front of the panel. HDMI in blue or SDI in green for easy to use video direct link. Powerful processing with the best MPEG-2 video encoder chip. First high density HDMI and SDI input modulation on the market. Lowest cost per channel is perfect HD resolution for every application from live sports, house of worship, concert, theaters, malls, airports, hotels, military, and private enterprise.
So please hit the subscribe button for my YouTube channel and my other social media content. Also, I would like to thank my Patreons and the people who've donated through PayPal Donate with the cost of making some of these videos and buying products to review. Also, if you want to support me over on Patreon or PayPal Donate, a few dollars a month to help support production of my videos so that I can continue helping people with tech stuff like this. And thank you to all those out there who has supported my channel and my video work and online activity over these years by subscribing, by liking, by commenting. I really appreciate the interaction with you guys.
Join me Thursday at 10 a.m.